Here's a question for you. Do you like to fish? Yeah, as in rod and reel and throw it on out and catch fish. Or there's other methods of fishing too, noodling, where you catch catfish with your hand, putting your hand into a log and you pull out this catfish that bites on your arm. Not the kind of fishing I'm talking about. I'm talking about rod and reel, whether it's freshwater or in the ocean. Okay, so maybe you don't like to fish, but you like to ride on the boat while they fish. Today's episode is all about fishing and how fishing promotes calmness. Stick around. Favorite pastime of mine is camping and fishing with my family. We would go out, we would pitch some tents, and ultimately we would go fishing. My love of fishing really started at a very young age. Now, one thing I need you to know about this is I don't want to kill anything, nothing. I can't bake my own hook with a worm because they're too wiggly and I don't want to kill it. So that's number one. And I always let my fish go. So yeah, I don't want to sit there by myself. I still do that now. I think about it all the time. I would to charter fishing in the ocean. This one time I went to Key West and booked this charter. Key West, first of all, is really incredible. The water is so blue. It's just beautiful. Anyway, go out there on the boat and I'm reeling and reeling. I'm trying to catch something like snapper or cobia or something like that. Like 45 minutes later, I'm starting to get this big fish all the way up. Now, everyone's saying it's a this, it's a that, it's a this, it's a that. But the guy that was the captain says it's a shark. Now, I love sharks. Love sharks. However, I didn't want to be catching one. 45 minutes later, after massive muscle failure from trying to reel it in, because they take off, you reel, then they take off and it's over. It's a process. Finally, I get that thing up and it's like a 300-pound bull shark. Yeah, bull shark. Back in the day, I had only one of those, those disposable cameras. Well, I have the picture of me with the shark, and that's my shadow with all its teeth all hanging out. Anyway, they cut the line, they let the shark go, and everything's great. Fishing is really great because you're around water. Water does so much for your soul. It has this calming effect that happens. So when fishermen are out there fishing, there's no talking. It's very calm. It's very tranquil. And then you have these little jolts, a little jolt of, oh, wait, is that a fish? So it kind of gets your attention for a second. Now it releases a little bit of dopamine in your brain, and dopamine is kind of like that feel good drug. Just a small, tiny little reward. A lot of things are similar to this in life. Fishing is something that you can do to kind of block out the noise in your life. It's kind of like meditation, but you're going to get these little tiny jolts of activity. Fishing will always hold this special place in my heart. Although I caught a shark, I never want to catch a shark again. And I have a dream where I can swim with a shark, great whites, that is. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking this is really crazy. Why would she ever want to do that? Well, first of all, I have to get scuba certified. And once I get scuba certified, I'm going to find a location and I'm going to do this swimming with my great whites. Why? Why? That's what this podcast is about, is why. What goes on behind the scenes of the brain that's actually thinking about swimming with sharks. So I have a friend and she films and she swims with great whites. I told her what my dream was and she said, they'll come up and they kind of bump into the cage and kind of, bite at the cage a little bit. Now, when it's just you in the water, they don't do that. That's my reason for wanting to go. You see, I'm in their space. I'm in their water. Of course, they're going to have natural curiosity. If there's something that's new in your space, do you have natural curiosity? When you walk into your house and somebody buys something new. Do you go over and look at it? Of course you do. Say that there's a new package that's sitting on the counter. Do you go look at it? Of course you do. Sharks are the same. They do the exact same thing as us. They're curious because that cage is not something that they normally see in nature. So they want to explore it. The way that they explore it is a little bit different than us. We pick it up, we touch it, we feel it, we hold it, smell it, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if some of you guys are weird, but a shark, their only way is to basically touch it, feel it, but that's how they know. And they know that that cage is not supposed to be there. So they're curious. They want to know exactly what it is. It's okay to try things. It's okay to be curious about things. You're not silly, even if people tell you that you are. It's natural. It is a natural part of life. So being curious is taking that, geez, I wonder, and actually finding out. There's not much difference between us and animals in the first place. So next time you're feeling a little bit stressed, there's so many different things that give you just that little tiny hit. It's a little fun, great, nice hit in your brain while you're taking in the scenery. It doesn't have to be fishing, but fishing is something that I like to do that gives me that peace. One of the takeaways that I want you to have out of this whole thing is sometimes it's those little tiny hits of dopamine that really help you throughout the day. So whatever that tiny hit is, whether it's fishing, whether it's sitting by water and just gazing out and seeing different things, it's the tiny little rewards that keep you going. And sometimes that's all you need. It's the things that make you a little bit happier. I'm Shelbi Fox, and just remember, where you are is where it's at.